I want to discourage anyone out there from burning a letter like the one that my mother sent to me. Ever. Don't burn it. Put it away where you don't have to look at it. But definitely don't burn it, because let me tell you something. All these years later, this is over 30 years later, reading this letter is such a validation, and it's such proof of what our relationship was at that time. It's a reminder for me, not that I need one at this point, but I don't know, about 15 years ago, it was a good reminder for me to realize that my mother is never, ever going to take ownership. And more than that, she's never going to improve the relationship that we would have in present time, which to me at some point was more important than anything else. Like, I was constantly willing to let go of the past, of the traumahood, and not even talk about it with her if she could only be my mom, like a mom in present time. That's all I wanted. If she had done that, we would be in a relationship today. But the type of person who can do that is the type of person who will take accountability for what they did in the past. And that's not who she is. But I definitely discourage anybody from burning those materials. It's much better to put them somewhere and have them for a later date to reflect back on, because there will be different periods in your life, as there have been in mine, where you're back in therapy, where things happen, because as life goes on and we're no contact, there are complications. There's the getting sucked back in for a little bit of time. So this letter helps that, not to happen. There's the people who get sick and the people who are dying, or the people who get married and stuff like that. And now you're going to be in a situation where, do I go and stand in a room with my abuser? This letter is good for that. There's the, did I imagine that things were that way? This letter is awesome for that. And then there's, look how much I've healed, that I can read this now, and emotionally I'm pretty much unaffected, other than the fact that it makes me happy to have this sort of validation. And the only negative effect is I can't stand her handwriting. That's all. So I totally encourage people to keep these materials for a later date. They are very healing.